Hey everybody, coming to you from an undisclosed location, possibly known as the office in my house. It is Sunday, November 9th, 2025. I hope everyone's doing well. Just came back from my bike ride, and I wanted to talk to you about something that I thought about while on my bike ride regarding the subject of writing, as I often do. And it has to do with the person that I passed on my bike ride. I actually passed three separate times on my bike ride. The first time I didn't really notice them. They had on a bicycle helmet, like a white bicycle helmet, and they were trundling along on a bike, and they said hello, and I said hello, and that was fine. And then about probably a half a mile further along the route, I passed them again as they were jumping the other way, or going the other way on their bike. And I was kind of like, wow, okay, well, hi. So he waved and waved again. And then again, towards the very end of my route, I saw them again as they had just pulled over to the side of the road, which means they had done another loop and were back and now stopped and sort of taking a break. And my ride that I do on Sundays is only about 3 miles, maybe a little bit under. So I was kind of like, why would this guy, how did this guy get there so fast? And then it occurred to me as I passed the bike, I noticed that what he was sitting on was an e-bike, an electric bike. And I was like, oh, that explains why he was able to do it so easily and so quickly with the e-bike. And I had two reactions that I want to talk about that relate to writing. The first reaction I had, frankly, was I was a little judgmental. I was kind of like, okay, but like, that's not real biking. Like, real biking is where you're really working up a sweat. This is a nonsensical idea, by the way, in terms of cycling. Anything that gets you out and moving is a good thing. So the whole snobbery about riding an e-bike or not is silly. So that was a silly feeling for me to have. And I wasn't sure why I was having it until I got to the second J, if you will. Judgmentalism first, and the second J was jealousy. Because I was also like, man, it was so easy. Like, this guy just zipped around and it was no problem. And then I realized the reason I had the first J, the judgmentalism, was partially coming out of the second J, which was this question of jealousy. And that leads me to the thing I want to bring up to you about writing, because I think we have the same tendency sometimes, especially earlier in our careers, but frankly, it can happen at any time in our careers, to have both judgmentalism and jealousy be part of our toolbox. And it's not good tools to have in there, because we look around us and we say, here are these other writers that we think were maybe the equal of or better than, who seem to be having the equal to or greater than success than we do. And a lot of them have it what seems like so easy. It's so easy for them to do it. They do it. They're so suave and so slick and so cool. And they have all these books and everything. And the problem with that is that we don't know what their personal stories are. We don't know what they've gone through to get to the stage they have. And most importantly, our worrying about them makes us lose concentration on our own work. It's a distraction from us. So I want to encourage you, when you're feeling either of those two J's, judgmentalism or jealousy, you move away from it and think about the third J, just thinking about your own writing. That's it for me. I'll see you next week.